What is up, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to air out properly. Now, I'm not going to say that my method is the best method. I encourage you to go watch a bunch of different videos and try to take what works best for you and mix it all up to your own little formula and try to see if you can mix it up and make an air out possible for you. So try to take what you can from my video today and try to see if it works for you. So before we get started, I want to recommend that you have brakes for this. It's not required. I just think it's a good safety mechanism, just in case you end up looping out too hard, kind of can save you. You also want to make sure you have a proper quarter pipe, something that's wider. Something a little bit wider is going to be easier to learn this trick because you'll be able to travel from one point to another versus going straight up and straight down. I'm going to teach you both methods today, and hopefully by the end of this video, you learn how to air out. All right, shout out to John for filming today's video. He's basically wanting me to do this entire video because he's not too comfortable talking to you guys on camera. So let's get right into it. All right, as you can see, we have a nice wide quarter pipe. This one's not your actual like quarter pipe you would probably find at every skate park because it's kind of curved like this, half bold, half moon. But it's going to be pretty good because then I can travel from one section to another. And what I mean by that is you want to try to find a point. So like today's point, I'll use my bottle here. The bottle will be right here. That's what I'm going to ride towards, and I'm going to try to air from that, and I'm going to try to aim for an area over here. But before we get to that point, I want to make sure you're comfortable with going up a quarter pipe with a decent amount of speed because that's going to be crucial with this, with airing over the coping. So let's get to it. Let's see how far we can kind of carve it before we air, and then we'll go to the next step. So right now I'm a proper distance away. I'm just trying to make sure I have the right control to carve the quarter pipe, warm my body up to it. And each time you go around, you're gonna want to try to keep looking over your shoulder. It doesn't matter if you turn left or right either. And looking over your shoulder is what's gonna be kind of key with doing an air out, because when you do an air out, you're not just gonna try to kick your butt or kick your feet. Yes, that is kind of the point of when you're airing out. You kind of makes your back end move, but you also want to look wherever you're trying to go, because wherever your head goes, your whole body's going to follow. I don't know, I kind of think I should do airs both ways and probably goofy footed because they will kind of reach more people. I feel like more of you guys some of you guys might not ride right foot forward and turn to left. You guys might ride left foot forward and turn to left, or right foot forward and turn to the right.
Yeah, a lot of kids that come from scooters are goofy footed.
So we'll tackle both of them. Right now we're just doing the beginning stages. This is the type of thing you want to make sure that you have down before we end up taking it to the next step. All right, so the next step, you want to make sure you can do a two-tire bunny hop. Now, a two-tire bunny hop is going to be the key with this trick. And a two-tire bunny hop, if you're not familiar with that, is basically you just bunny hop both tires at the same time, just like that. And that right there is what's going to give you the lift that you want to be able to get off of the quarter pipe. Now, the first couple, don't get bummed out. You're not going to go out of coping. You shouldn't go out of coping. You want to try to stay as low as possible to get that control. I'll kind of show you what I mean right now. And you can see that like the further that I rode, the further that I carve, the more control that you have. Now you're going to be quick to kind of rush the process. Everyone is. They want to go further and further up the quarter pipe. You want to not take that chance. You want to do very slow method and go a little bit further and just get the control of looking over your shoulder or even through your armpit. I'll try to show you what it looks like switch-footed. Switch-footed for me would be left foot forward, turning to the left. It's going to be the exact same process. And this is what it will look like if you ride that direction. Now there's no proper way of like footing with that, so like don't get bummed out if somebody at skate park's like your feet are wrong. There's no wrong way, there's no right way. The only right way is whatever feels comfortable for you. So left foot forward, airing to the left, or right foot forward, airing to the right, it doesn't matter. So as you get more and more comfortable with that, you're gonna go at it with a little bit more speed. So a little bit more speed means less effort in the bunny hop and spin rotation. So if you're right foot forward like I am and I'm doing the air in that bunny hop, I'm using my back foot to kind of sweep my bike back. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I kind of went over this with a how to foot jam whip. We do the same thing where we kind of sweep our foot to kind of get the back end of the frame to rotate. And that's going to be kind of the big point here, because when you get the back end of the frame to rotate as you're looking, you're going to rotate in the air. And that's basically the key. So we're gonna go at it with a little bit more speed. Remember, a little bit more speed means less effort, all right? All right, so less effort doesn't always mean don't spin as hard. What I mean by that is don't bunny hop as high or bunny hop as hard, if that makes any sense. A lot of people are quick to just try to bunny hop as high as they can because they think that's what's gonna make the rotation come around. The rotation is all in your head, all right? Wherever your head goes, your bike and your body's gonna follow. Because if my head turns like this, my arms are gonna kind of go with it because my shoulders are pulling, if you understand what I'm saying. Same thing with your butt. If you kind of get your butt to swing over, your feet are gonna push your bike around like that. So I guess the only thing better to do now is just go a little bit faster and a little bit higher. Remember, with every step forward is a little bit less of an effort. You'll kind of understand what I'm saying when you get to this point, because you'll end up hitting the coping and you'll feel the coping kind of bump you out. And that actually will act as a bunny hop in a way. So basically all you have to do is use your head to kind of look. So we'll get to that point now and I'll show you what it's like to kind of let your front tire hit the coping, and I'll try to transfer from that bottle area and I'll look for a position and a point on the quarter pipe to land. Now I understand not every quarter pipe is going to be as wide as this. Some of them might be 4, 6, or maybe even 8 feet wide. And how you end up staying in one spot is kind of 2 points. You can either go straight up and use your body to manipulate that rotation, or I like to do is a slight alley-oop. I don't know, is that something you think I should teach them, John? I don't know if it'll mess up their method.
No, I mean, it really is personal preference. Like, however, whatever makes them feel comfortable, that's what I would.
Yeah, like if you made it to this stage of the video and you're comfortable with airing out, and you're just looking to stay in one spot or kind of casual in one spot to be able to go higher and controlled, the alley-oop is what works best for me. And I'll kind of show you what I mean. You might not even be able to see the alley-oop, but I use my body to kind of position it to where I'm kind of going up and maybe back a hair to be able to get the positioning to dive straight down. All right, so with airing out higher like that, I just noticed something I kind of didn't explain, which I think it just comes second nature. You don't even think about it, is I kind of pull my bars into my lap. I go up and I pull my bars up to me as I'm trying to get like up out of the coping a little bit more, and I use my shoulders, like I was saying, to kind of turn my body and my hips to kind of rotate the bottom part of my bike. All right, so here's something I also want to touch on. If you start to air out a little bit more and you're getting both tires out of coping, you're gonna eventually case. What I end up telling people is, if you're familiar with playing baseball, or if I threw an egg at you, you're not just gonna catch it, right? You're gonna try to step back and absorb its impact. So it's kind of the same thing with this. What I do is when I air out and I know I'm about to case, and you'll know when it happens to you, you'll know that something feels off, like the tires feel like they're a little bit over the coping. If it's your front wheel over the coping, ditch it, all right? If it's your back wheel, you can still hold on to it. You want to not land stiff-legged. You don't want to be like locked in and hammering down, because then you'll get bucked like this and you'll go forward. What I end up doing is when I'm landing, basically if I was to jump off of here onto the ground, I'm landing and I'm compressing down. So I kind of anticipate when that deck is coming, that when I'm landing, I need to be able to hunch down. Now there are going to be times where you get pretty sketchy. You know, you're going to case, get all wobbly, skid out. It's happened to all of us. But I feel like that's one thing I got to tell you to kind of remember when you are about to case, to be prepared to absorb the impact and don't just let it abruptly hit and buck you off the bike, because that'll be game over.
Did you want to show a case?
No.
Okay.
John over here. Do I want to show a case? I don't know. Do we have any case footage? If I have case footage, it'll be after this clip, but most likely I don't have any case footage. But if I do, it's probably you. All right, I hope this tutorial on how to air out properly helped you out. Like I said, I encourage you to go out and watch a bunch of different how-tos on this trick and all the other tricks. I have a bunch of how-to videos on my channel, so be sure to go check those out at the end of this video. If you guys have any other suggestions for future Will It Ride videos, how-to, session videos, you know what to do. Put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.